which one is now best suited and best set to be a consistent contender and a consistent national champion with what they have right now today? George, you first.
None. I mean, I don't see. There's nothing. I mean,
But out of the
two
three,
schools out of the three.
out of the
Well,
three, if
I
you're
would say
looking just in the
Florida.
state of Florida,
Florida has the facilities, and we'll see how Napier works out. But yeah, but out of the three, they are better positioned to be able to make a move. But all of them face some growing pains. I mean, it's inevitable. They don't have. It's not like at this point that these schools will settle for 9-3 next season or 8-4. There's nothing there that bodes well that says, you know what, it's just a little blip in the screen. There's some significant struggles these guys are going through. I mean, UCF and Florida playing in Tampa. Who would have had that in their bowl bingo card a year ago?
so out of the
Uh,
three states, three schools in the state of Florida, I'll give you Florida. But let me just harken back a little bit to how you just started this. Out of the three schools sitting there, Florida, Florida State, and Miami, you don't see any of them being a national championship contender, let's say, for the next 3 years.
it'll be a struggle. They have to claw their way back, and I just don't. When you have all this, you have turnover. You have to rebuild. There's pieces there, Ed, but you still have to rebuild to some extent, especially when new coaches come in. It's not like you flip a switch and all of a sudden you're a national power. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, well, don't tell the social media warriors because they all believe that
Well,
Cristobal
exactly.
will win a championship next year by the time he's
Yeah.
done. Joey, same question to you then. Florida, Florida State, Miami. Which school is best suited to make a run right now among those three schools? And then I guess I'm going to have to also ask you to answer part of what George said. I mean, on a national scale, first of all, in the state itself, which program is best set to succeed right now?
I think Miami. I think Miami has a chance to jump the furthest and the quickest. Now, I don't think they're going to be a national title contender, but I think they have a chance to improve the most. I do think they have the right coach in place. Obviously, they've got a great recruiting territory right in their the 3-county area down in South Florida. They have been dormant for a long time. I think Mario Cristobal could be the guy to jumpstart things and get them moving in a much better direction. Not to say that Florida and Florida State won't get there, but I think Miami can get there the quickest.
Okay, that's in the state now. Do you see any one of these three programs contending for a conference championship and then potentially being involved in a national championship chase? Again, I had said to George 3 years. I'll say maybe even from 3 to 5 years.
Closer to 5 years, perhaps, but nothing imminent. There's rebuild that needs to happen at all of those places, and Florida is now looking at in a few years a different looking SEC as all the SEC teams are. So it's going to be even more difficult for Florida to do Florida things or Florida things like we're accustomed to seeing. So I don't look for a big shift there for Florida. I do think Miami has a chance to perhaps make some big gains in the ACC, and Florida State to some degree, but I would put Miami ahead of them in terms of the timeline.
Okay, we got then one for the Gators and one for the Canes, I guess. Sam, same thing. First start in the state of Florida between Florida, Florida State, Miami. Which one best to succeed?
I don't think Miami ever gets in the national championship picture again. I think that was a moment in time, and Howard Snellenberger and then Jimmy Johnston knew exactly what to do at that time. And then you had, as you have mentioned, the creation of FIU, FAU, Western Florida, Central Florida, just a lot of different schools that are taking up some of that talent. I think Florida State has a chance if they can somehow revive the Bowden legacy. But I think the school that's best positioned is Florida because they play in the Southeastern Conference, and a coach there can establish them as half of the recruiting equation. You're either going to go to Florida or you're going to go to one of these 5 other schools. So that's, I've always joked, and I've said this many times publicly, maybe the most popular words ever when you talk to the Gator fans and people with the Florida football program are since 1990. I mean, they act like they didn't play football for 70 years before that. But since 1990, they certainly have been a factor. You can more easily get into the national championship picture if you're competitive in the Southeastern Conference. And I think Florida will have to, and Napier will have to establish the Gators as, all right, you're either going here or you're not. And other schools, if you look at it, over the years have cherry-picked away players who might have gone to Florida. And now Napier's got to reestablish that in order for them to become a national power again.
Yeah,
I do think that they're the school that has the best opportunity in the next 3 to 5 years.
But you just threw out some real fighting words here that the University of Miami people are going to be, they're going to be hunting down your home address any minute now. Believe me, these social media keyboard warriors are some of the most verbal and violent I think I've ever witnessed. But
Right.
when you say, you really believe that Miami's time, I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, they'll never see another national championship in football?
I don't think so. I think that unless a special coach comes along that creates a situation down there that guys want to be a part of.
But isn't Cristobal that coach?
Well, and I guess that's what they're hoping. But in my mind, what that coach has to do is get Michael Irvin to be involved in the program, to get Alonzo Highsmith to be involved in the program, to go ahead and reach back to those legacy years of the greatness of Miami and what they did. I mean, those Miami Florida State battles, you'd stand on the sidelines of those. Those are some of that one game that Michael Irvin scored a touchdown. Sammy Smith was in that game. I want to say that 87 game.
Yeah,
I mean, Joey, there were like 20 guys on that team that they all went. They all went. They were starters.
Talent level was just off the charts. It was amazing.
It was unbelievable. So, I mean, Bowden figured out how to recruit to Florida State, how to get elite players to go to Tallahassee.
True.
Spurrier, in a moment in time, changed college football from 3 yards in a cloud of dust to let's pitch it around with the fun and gun. So that was a thing there. And you mentioned the state of Miami was a thing that you could do in 1978. You can't do that in 2021 anymore because everybody is trying to poach players out of here. So, and everybody's on TV everywhere too. That's the other thing.
Go ahead.
Used to be that not everybody was on TV everywhere. Now, I mean, if you live in, somewhere, if you live in Apopka,
Boise, Idaho.
but if you live in Apopka and you want to go to Idaho State, you want to go to Boise State, you can go there because you see them play every week. I mean, you think it's kind of cool. Oh yeah, blue field. I want to go there. I mean, that would never have happened 35 years ago.